boys and girls. It's time for Sunday school. Today, our lesson is about being kind, and I have a book that I think you're going to really like. It is called Let's Be Kind by P.K. Hallinan. Let me get it open to the right place. Here we go. See if I can get my camera so you can see it easily. Are you ready? I like to be kind. It's a nice thing to be. When I reach out to others, they reach back to me. And so I have found that time after time, God gives me chances to just be kind. I'm kind to my family. I pick up my toys and go out of doors when I want to make noise. Moms and dads love that. But whenever they need me, I'm always right there to help them feel better and show them I care. I'm kind to my friends. I do all I can to be a good listener and to lend them a hand. And when problems come, I know it's a must to shine with a kindness they can lean on and trust. I'm kind too to strangers when Mommy's nearby. I offer a smile and I always say hi. And I'm kind to our neighbors and bring them a treat when they're feeling ailing or just need a treat. And always I'm kind to God's animals too, for their care is entrusted to me and to you. Yes, I'm kind to the lonely, the hurting, the lost. I'm kind without ever counting the cost. Look at him carrying his friend. That's a friend. For God blesses kindness in so many ways that often the kindness I give out is sometimes repaid. So this much is certain, I know I will find the happiest life by just being kind. In our Bible lesson today, which comes from the book of Mark, it's in the book of Luke in the New Testament, chapter 10, verses 25 through 37. And we know that every word of God is true. And that's why we study our lesson every Sunday. Well, in our lesson today, Jesus was talking about loving God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and he was teaching that to a bunch of people. Well, one of the men came up to Jesus and he said, "Who is our neighbor? When you talk about loving God with all of our heart and all of our soul and all of our mind and all of our strength, and to love our neighbors as ourselves, who is our neighbor? Do I have to love everyone?" And Jesus said, "Listen to this." And he told them a story about a man. Let's see here. Let me get you all set up so you can see well. He tells a story about a man who had been beaten and robbed. Do you know what that means? Somebody hurt him. They hurt him so bad that he could not even get up. He was hurting, he was bleeding, and he was moaning and saying, help me, please. And he heard footsteps, and the footsteps were the footsteps of the priest. And he thought, oh, good, someone will come. But the priest did not even stop to look at him. He just kept going right on until he was down the road and far away. And then, after a while the man is laying there not feeling strong at all, he heard footsteps again. And he thought, oh, good, maybe this man will come. Well, this man was a Levite. He didn't even turn his head. He crossed over away from the man and kept on going. And the poor hurt man was just so discouraged. He was ready to give up when he heard other footsteps. Not just footsteps, he heard hoofs. He thought, who is that coming? And pretty soon in view came a man leading a donkey. And the man who was leading the donkey was a man from Samaria. And the good Samaritan said, friend, what is your problem? What's happened to you? And the poor weak man said, I am hurting so bad I can't even get up. And someone has stolen all of my money. I don't even have money to pay for somebody to help me. And the Samaritan said, oh, friend, don't worry about it. I will help you. And with that, he put that man on the back of the donkey and started walking down the road. And they walked, and they walked, and they walked, and they kept walking all the way until they got to a place that was like a hotel. It didn't even have, they didn't have urgent cares, or you couldn't call 911. There was nothing out in that time except for a place that was sort of like, kind of like a hotel. It was called an inn. And the man said, the Good Samaritan went up to the innkeeper and said, do you have room for us? And the innkeeper said, yes, but what's happened to that man? And he said, he was robbed, he was beaten, but I'm going to take care of him. And the Good Samaritan actually put on oil and medicine and wrapped that man's wounds until he was feeling a little bit stronger. But finally, the Good Samaritan had to leave. And he went to the innkeeper and he said, would it be okay if I leave this man here with you? And the innkeeper said, well, I suppose so. And he says, I will give you money if you would just care for him. Keep his wounds clean. Make sure he doesn't get worse. And the innkeeper said, yes, I'll do that. And the Good Samaritan said, when I come back this way, I will pay you whatever money that you have spent on this man's care. Oh, boys and girls, Jesus told that very, very same story to the man he was talking to when he was teaching that crowd about loving God. And Jesus asked that man, so, who was the neighbor? And the man said, I guess it was the hurt man. And he said, who showed love? Who was being a good neighbor? And the man said, the man who helped the hurt man. And Jesus said, yes, that's what I want you to do too. I want you to love others as much as you love yourself. Treat others the way you would want to be treated. Boys and girls, that's what that little boy did in that story that I read before our Bible truth. He showed love and kindness to his friends, to everyone who he met along the way. I have a little song for us to learn. It's about being a friend. It says, you're my friend, so I will always be there. Being kind and helpful is to really care. If you need my help, just ask. You come first and never last. You're my friend, so I will always be there. If you fall, I will pick you right up, like the Good Samaritan did. If you cry, then I will try to cheer you up. Friends help each other out. That's what friends are all about. You're my friend, so I will always be there. You're my friend, so I will always be there. Being kind and helpful is to really care. If you need my help, just ask. You come first and never last. You're my friend, so I will always be there. Boys and girls, that's our lesson for today. Can we remember our memory verse? Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as yourself. That's it for today, boys and girls. Remember, I love you. Until next week, bye-bye.